So about 2 years ago, there's this Reddit subreddit called Wall Street Bets. And about 2 years ago, people started this conversation about, hey, we should start betting on GameStop, because everybody knows GameStop. EB Games in Canada became GameStop up here because it was trading under like $20. And this guy named Ryan Cohen, who was the founder of Chewy.com, which is a website where they sell just pet stuff like pet food and pet toys. He made an investment into GameStop stock. So, and he's always looked at as like, hey, this guy knows what's coming next. It might be a good move. So like people have started this movement, but hey, let's buy GameStop stock. So now over the course of last year, the Wall Street Bets subreddit has been like pumping more and more money into GameStop. And by the end of 2020, they put so much money into it that the stock came up to it was like 1,200% higher of where it should be. So it was trading under $20, and now it was at like $114 per stock. And if you're not familiar with stocks, people are just buying stocks in GameStop, and that pumps up the number. So Wall Street's seeing this, and the big hedge funds they were in 2020 shorting the GameStop stock. So
why?
Because they thought the stock was going to fall. So when you're shorting,
the company doesn't make money, Steve. Overall, it does not make any money.
Right. So GameStop wasn't projected to make money until 2023. The Ryan Cohen, the guy I mentioned from Chewy.com, he was going to go in. They were going to turn this into like a more digital environment. They're going to sell more games online. They're going to have a whole business model, and they're supposed to make money eventually, but not now. It's supposed to be a failing company. They can't even open their doors. It's a pandemic. So where it was at under $10 was where GameStop should be in terms of market value. But because all of these Redditors are throwing money at this company, the value just keeps going up. So all these hedge funds over the course of 2020, they were doing the right thing and shorting the stock because it wasn't supposed to be successful, and it's supposed to keep falling because it's a pandemic. And shorting the stock means that they were buying it from a broker. So they were kind of renting the stock from somebody, and then they sell back that stock to the broker at a certain date. So they buy this stock, the GameStop stock, at $10 from this lender. They say, hey, we're gonna give you all this money for GameStop stock at $10, and on January 28th, I'm going to give you back the stock at whatever it is at market value that day on January 28th. So I bought it from you in June at $10, and in January, I'm going to give it back to you at whatever it is in January. So you say, okay, I'm going to make this bet. I'm going to lend you the money because I think, hey, maybe it might go up. And you think this is easy money because it's going to go down. So when I sell it back to you, I have to only pay you $5 because that's what it's going to be worth in January. And you gave me the money when it was worth $10.
So essentially, you're betting on the stock to fail.
Exactly. So all these Redditors. So
you're gambling.
Yes,
that's what investing is. Investing is literally gambling because you don't know what's going to happen. So all these billionaire hedge funds bet in 2020 that this stock would fall, and so they were going to short it and take all this money from these lenders to buy the stocks, and then in January or whenever their due date comes, they got to sell it back for whatever it has in market value. So all these Redditors, they have been just buying GameStop stock on these trader apps like Wealthsimple or Questrade, and Robinhood is the big one in the States that everyone's using. So all these Redditors pumped up the value to where it's 1,200% overvalued, and it's worth so much money now. So
it was at $20, and now it's at $350.
There you go.
Closed yesterday about $346. I was listening to the market close yesterday.
Unbelievable. So these guys these guys who are just average dudes on their phone buying $5 worth of stock, and now it's worth $150 or $300, whatever it is that day. They're making all this money because it's overvalued, and all these millionaire hedge funds are losing it because they shorted it, and now they're holding all this stock that they have to sell back at this new higher value. So Robinhood, an app that the majority, I think it was like 70% of all of these trades that are coming in from the average Redditors, they're doing it on this app called Robinhood, where you can buy and sell stocks. Robinhood, overnight, they stopped the selling of GameStop stock on the app. So stop the buying, sorry. So you could only sell it back to the company, and then it would push the value down.
So they're rigging the game.
They're rigging the game to help out their hedge fund buddies because they're like, hey, you need to fix this because everyone's using your app to screw with the stock market. So they said, we're going to stop the ability to sell this app. And not only Gamestop stock, but also AMC was one of the next targets by the subreddit Wall Street Bet. So they've also stopped that. So that's essentially everything. And we're sitting right now at the point where you're still unable to buy GameStop stock on Robinhood. They haven't re-enabled it.
Right. And so other people are trying to develop other apps quickly to be able to fix this.
And the person who we should be most excited about their involvement is Ja Rule. Because
is he involved?
It's not a meme. He's literally starting his own app. It's called
Fire Festival
Icon. You can go to icon.live where it gives creatives monetary freedom. And he's been on television, like the Dave Chappelle skit. People have been asking, hey, Ja Rule, what do you think? And
how does this
on television pumping up his app? So yeah, what do you guys think of the situation?
Money is fictional. Like, this is ridiculous. This is how
this happens every day.
Works. I know it happens every day, but it's good. Like, because one of the main pieces of criticism I've seen about this is that, well, no, this has happened every day, and this has happened for years and years. Okay, now maybe can we reevaluate that this is the way it should work? Isn't this silly? Isn't this friggin' silly? Now, it's also hilarious because a bunch of people who it sounds like have abused the system for years are about to get screwed.
Well, yeah. So there are hedge funds talking about going to the American government and asking for a bailout.
Have fun with that. You have a bailout for what?
You lost. You fucking lost.
What is a hedge fund? What is a hedge fund?
A hedge fund is a grouping of money and stocks and that sort of thing that are supposed to perform. So basically, you give your money over to these, and they manage your money for you, and they grow your money. And there's hedge funds that like can guarantee, I don't know, 10% a year, and you pay a fee on top of that. So they make they take your money, they invest it, then they make money off of the money that you're paying them in fees. And then they invest their own money in it to make money off that as well.
So on what grounds would they need a bailout? Or on what grounds would they deserve a bailout?
Their suggestion is that if they fail, it would be catastrophic to the American economy. And people have real objections with that because they don't want public money, going into these hedge funds that have been fucking around for years with stuff like this and have expected that things are just going to go their way. If it's truly a free market, you let it go. You let them fail. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing. The free market principle has come back to bite these guys because they're all free market. We don't want any government intervention until it goes against them. And so, like, let me read you a quote. So on CNBC this morning, 9:35 Pacific, a New York hedge fund billionaire joined them.
No. We don't need the quote. I am going to play you that audio.
You got the audio?
Oh my! Okay. Leon Cooperman.
Leon Cooperman.
Go ahead.
Steve, he's already a billionaire. He's already.
Is this the dude with the white sunglasses?
No.
No.
This guy he's ancient, but he's already a billionaire, and he runs one of these hedge funds that's going to be completely fucked by this. Okay, so here's what he had to say. Jesse, go ahead.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people. And, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together. The reason.
We all got to work together and pull together.
He's because $1 billion.
What a communist. You all hate socialism, right? You get him. Get that guy. We all got to work together. You. Go out and get a second job there. What's his name?
Leon Cooperman.
Leon, go out and get a job there, Leon. But I am having a hard time feeling bad for Leon. Do not care.
If you blew
don't care.
On him, dust would come off.
Yeah, he's been in that office for at least half a decade. But the thing is,
they're sitting at home with their checks. They're sitting at home with their checks. I love this universe where these people think that people get checks and just have the check. They just have it. They don't have to spend it on anything. They just get to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Their rent's free, their electric's free, their water's free, everything's free. They just get to have their check. It's great. I get $2,000 a month from the Canadian government, and I just get to have it. I just get to keep it. I hang them all on the wall. And I'm running out of space. You should see the other wall. You think I got a lot of figures? Oh, the CERB checks. It's just piling up high.
Mm-hmm. Well, and to give you an idea, the Canadian government gave out $2,000 checks to anybody who needed it every month. The Americans have managed one $2,000 bailout. One.
Didn't they get the second one?
No, the first one wasn't even $2,000.
Oh, wow.
But I thought there was a recent one.
Yeah, that's the $2,000 one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So there was one in like the spring. Now, I'm not going to play politics on this one because it was wrangling.
That's fucked.
Well, it's the wrangling between the Democrats and the Republicans that slowed it down. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I think the Democrats were trying to deny the Republicans a win, and they kind of got in the way. And it was originally going to be $1,200, and then Trump even came out and said it should be $2,000, and the Democrats were saying it should be $2,000. And I don't know. On that one, I think it was more American political parties getting in the way of the American people needing.
This entire conversation is just money is made up.
It is money made up. I mean,
also,
think about, they're pieces of paper. It's perceptual value. A $20 bill in real terms is not more valuable than a $50 bill. It just says 20 and 50 on it. The perception is its value. That's the reality. That's how economics has worked forever.
Anyone listening to this high? Is it going good? How is it? Is this good?
Man, I think it's hilarious that this guy got so mad. And the thing is that like the reality is this segment of the population that deals in this arena have closed the doors since Cornelius Vanderbilt and his buddies were.
I don't even know who that is, but I can tell he's old.
Well, we're shorting each other on railroad stocks back in the day. This is our crew. You're in this crowd or you're not. And what they don't like is that technology has leveled the playing field. Mm-hmm. And the reality is to corral that many people to get that much stock is not an easy feat. And there has to be significant anger in the marketplace for people to be able to band together like that for no other reason other than fuck these guys.
Yeah.
And the hedge funds know that they've got an advantage because they've got the money to go after politicians. They've got the money to go after apps like Robinhood. And they also are far more united in their purpose. Whereas you got a bunch of people on Reddit who decide one day, yeah, I'm bored of this. Then all of a sudden this goes away. But because the 2008 crash happened, nobody fucking went to jail. And now it's happening again, or their lunch is being fucked with for like 6 months. Not even 6 months, really. It's just been this past week where things have really taken off. We're messing with them for a week, and this is how they react? Boy, it's a really interesting, forget the money part of it. The reaction, the human being reaction, you realized how divorced from everyday reality these people are. And I think Robinhood is going to have some serious explaining to do. Based on what they've just pulled. That is total bullshit.
Works. So the latest update from Richard Southern, who's the business guy at 680 News in Toronto.
Who's the best. I love Richard.
Big fan.
Unbelievable human, and his knowledge is crazy. So he just reported that GameStop closed below $200 because of the trading apps that stopped them from being able to buy it. So it's down 43.1%. BlackBerry, which was also another one of the Reddit's favorite to pump up because it was a failing business, is down 40%. And AMC, the movie theater franchise, is down 56%. So these guys, like, it worked, but I think they need to be held accountable because you can't legally stop people from trading.
It's illegal. It's market manipulation. And
it's 100% market manipulation.
To say that these hedge funds are claiming that the Redditors are manipulating the market illegally. They're not. They're doing it completely legally.
No, and you were manipulating it apparently legally by shorting it. How is shorting it a thing? It's just all made up.
Right. It's literally they're made up rules.
Even Elon Musk tweeted today, he's like, you can't sell a house or a car that you don't own. But for some reason, you can sell a stock you don't own.
Yeah. And Adam, when you're putting in perspective of like Vanderbilt, this is a centuries-long fight against the working class and the rich. Like this is just pent-up rage. And like you said, a lot of the smart talking heads on these networks like CNBC are just explaining that the internet and technology has evened the playing field where regular people have the same information and technology to trade like these billionaires. Yes. And they're upset and they're pissing their pants over it.
Well, you think about it. Just think about it in these terms. There is a reckoning coming for universities, and people don't talk about this enough. But every book that was only ever available in a library or on a scroll or that you had to pay $500 for, you can find for free on the internet if you look hard enough. All of that knowledge. Now, you may not be able to put it together in the same sort of cogent way that you can at university, that you get at university. But all the books that you read at university are now available for a low cost online. And that is huge. People don't necessarily need that type of education the same way. You need the connections, which is what those schools, those Ivy League schools offer. But if you are intelligent enough, you can absolutely read your way to the top and pull these things off without sort of any formal education. And that spooks people. That upsets society. That upsets the way things should go. Yeah. What's that?
Everyone's goodwill hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things have actually become fair where people can live the American dream and you work up your way to the top. And then now
but it's not fair because Robinhood just shut the fucking street down.
Yeah. And now they're reacting.